Welcome back to Streamboard number 1 here at the Autotron in Rosmalen for Players Championship number 3. 2 players taking to the hockey at the opposite ends of the experience scale. Ian Diamond White has been around forever, it seems. Multiple title winner on the floor, on the Euro Tour as well. The star doesn't shine quite as brightly as it once did, but he is still a dangerous player, make no mistake. He's taking on the little-known Maximilian Czerwinski, one of a number of German players who won their tour cards for the first time at Q School. No one was as surprised as he was, as he's admitted since doing interviews, but he's on the Pro Tour now. He's got an opportunity to shine, and he takes on a very experienced campaigner in Ian White. Matt, kind of cast your mind back to the first steps you were making on the Pro Tour. What were the overriding emotions as you were playing in only your 3rd tournament?
You tend to look around the room and you notice all the people you've been watching on the TV. It can become very, very tricky, and I think that's what we noticed in his very first approach to PDC darts, which didn't quite kick off too well, those World Masters events, averaged just in the 60s and the 70s, but did pick it up a little bit in the Players Championship events last week, and maybe now he's going to start settling into life and producing what ultimately has got him here. But it was another one of those stories, one of the Q School dream stories, the reason why 700, 800, 900 people attend Q School for the opportunity of living that dream. And my mind casts back to a couple of years ago. Remember Aaron Beanie, the story of the self-proclaimed pub player who picked up a tour card, and I think it's going to be a story we see repeat itself a few more times over the years.
140.
Yeah, we do tend to see these days with Q School, because there's so much darts around. Most of the players that come through you are aware of, whether that's because they've just dropped off the tour or because they've been starring in the Challenge Tour, they've been playing other systems, WDF, Modus, for example. You do get the odd surprise package, and that's exactly what Maximilian Czerwinski is, a 26-year-old German.
Did play in the World Masters, didn't he, on the WDF side? Got out of his group, picked up a win on the knockout stage, but went out in the last 64 stage on that occasion. Also played in the World Open. It was Kai Gotthard who ended his journey there, who is also 100. Now a PDC Tour card holder.
Yes, the barrel breaker Kai Gotthard. You may remember from the World Championship, had to leave his match with Alan Suter because literally 100. One of his barrels snapped. Tungsten, one of the hardest materials going. He somehow achieved it. Ian White's looking to achieve a 1-2-2 finish. He's not going to do it by hitting a single 1. Could go for the bullseye.
71.
Does. Even the 25 would have cut it down to a 2-darter that wouldn't have required the bull.
$57.
Top 3 in White to take the opening leg.
Game shot.
And that is comfort when you take it out nice and clean. Nice little combinations like that give you the confidence and as you settle into the game. And Ian White's been around for quite some time, hasn't he?
180.
Seen them all come and go. And this is just the latest in the challenges here for Ian White. He's actually just 2 wins away from making it 700. There's championship wins.
97.
It's a phenomenal record that Ian White has. And you can't look past longevity as a real asset for a dart player. As you've seen players come and go as Max Czerwinski on the 9-darter.
This would be some way to welcome yourself to the PDC Pro Tour in just the 3rd event of 89. The year.
It's on. Oh, it's just beneath. 89. Rueful smile on his face, but Maximilian Czerwinski, unfortunate there, grinning like a Cheshire cat as he walks behind Ian White.
58.
Well, the most important thing is winning the leg. How many times do we see a player get close to the 9-darter and then that distraction causes the misses on the doubles?
36.
Well, the scoring has been so good that he doesn't necessarily need to worry about missing the doubles. Ian White back on 257.
55.
He's not down to a finish. More chances for Czerwinski.
Looks really inviting there too on the wire. That flat angle of entry, you'd have expected him to find that one. But that's now 5 missed starts. Starting to add up, and Ian White may be sensing a bit of an opportunity here from the very inexperienced opponent.
51.
Only just down to a finish.
Game shot.
Czerwinski refuses to mess around anymore on double eights and levels the game at 1 apiece. You spoke about stories just a moment ago, Matt. Here's this for a story. Michael van Gerwen, the most successful player of his generation, opted not to play in Wigan last week. We talk about schedule management. Van Gerwen choosing to play in his home country instead. Has lost to a late Challenge Tour call-up in Michael Flynn, the Irishman, winning that one 6-4.
40.
What a great time that's going to be for Michael Flynn. Not just the £1,000 he's picked up, but the scalp and the story.
96.
And now the belief that that will do. There's always a turning point for players, whether it's picking up a new practice partner, a win, something that makes them go, I can actually compete, I belong in that room. And that could be the result there for
45.
Michael Flynn that sees him go to a new level.
Yeah, he defied a 97 average from Van Gerwen as well, so it's not as if Van Gerwen played poorly.
100.
As it stands, only Van Gerwen and Van Veen seeded players to exit. Rob Cross, 6-4 win over Adam
83.
Lipscomb. Ryan Searle, who always starts the year strongly, he beat Marvin van Velzen 6-3. Raymond van Barneveld was put under the pump by the recent Dutch Open winner Jeffrey Sparadans, another late call-up, 6-5 in that game.
60.
Defying a 97 from Sparadans.
That's what confidence can do, isn't it? And picking up that Dutch Open
83.
title. 5,000 entries, 2 days of play. A long time to have to be consistent. And obviously, there's real peaks that you're going to need towards the end. Big title, big win for Sparadans.
63.
Lots of options with 150. Decided to go conventional with treble 21st.
60.
Doesn't hit a treble, so Ian White will return for 61. Double 18.
Game shot.
Well, it's clinical so far from the diamond. 2 from 2 on the outer ring.
It's probably the first year that Ian White, for some time, has had a bit of freedom coming into a year.
82.
2022 was probably the year he started to drop off. Win percent went down to 44%, and there was those sort of fears that his tour card may be at risk. But with the year he had last year, the good performances, including going to the World Championships and rivaling Luke Litter in that Ali Pali Classic game, beat Michael van Gerwen in the Players Championship finals. He had a good year. That means, unless he pretty much loses every single game this year, the tour card conversation shouldn't really come around for Ian White.
Still a highly capable operator.
81.
He has spoken openly about how the enforced COVID break really affected him because players weren't going out and playing darts as often, and when they were in clusters.
99.
So if you had a bad first couple of days, maybe that'd sit on your mind, having to play 5 days in a row.
Yeah, I played in the Pro Tours during that environment, and it wasn't nice. You know, you went down to the venue. As soon as you lost, you had 15 minutes to get out of the venue and back to your room. Then you had to stay in your room the whole time. It was like darts prison.
59.
Certainly the ones we played up at Bolton, where you had food delivered to your room, the breakfast came to your room, you couldn't even go down to the breakfast lounge. It was literally just out your room, play darts and back again. And if you wasn't winning, it was a very, very lonely place.
The idea was right from Ian White there to bring the bullseye into play.
92.
Well, we talked about inexperience for Maximilian, but that was a very experienced visit there. Didn't chase down the ball. Leaves himself handy on the double
80.
16 for a level game and to keep this game going with throw.
He work it inside. He's had problems with that side of the board.
Game shot.
So this time manages double 16 via, I think there was a slight deflection, but he'll take that.
This one might be a bit of a surprise for you, Dan. A little bit of insight into the world of
75.
Ian White. Now, I was working with Ian White over Christmas on a couple of exhibitions, and he was telling me one of the things that's allowed him to feel a little bit more settled and just enjoy his darts once again.
140.
And that is, he's found something else within his life that is working as a bit of a distraction, something he's enjoying. He likes going to car boot sales. You didn't see that coming, did you?
He's a bit of a wheeler dealer, is he?
He likes going to car boot sales, buying some, trying to sell it for a little bit more.
Darts' own Del Boy.
Remember Terry Jenkins used to be very similar, didn't he? With
83.
But that was more antiques, I believe.
More the higher end of the scale.
83.
So if you like your car boots and you're in the Stoke area, you may see Ian White knocking around looking for a bargain.
And if Ian White does go on to take the title
41.
today, you know what you should be doing? Get yourself down to a car boot. Creates winning darts machines. Long way to go, though, for Ian White.
Just picturing a car boot now with 128 tour card holders walking around now trying to pick a few bits out.
$100.
Czerwinski down to a finish first. Ian White will feel like he can get to a better one. Back up for treble 20. Yeah, lovely setup shot.
139.
Means Czerwinski may have to take out 137. That's not going to happen.
57.
Double 10.
20.
3 chances squandered. Now then, 80 for Czerwinski for a break of throw. Can stack those darts,
60.
but he drags it low.
Was the first dart we've seen at a break opportunity there, Czerwinski. Unable to land the target. Ian White gets a second bite, and that is inviting.
Game
You
shot.
just knew that had to go there. Ian White holding on to his throw, but not finding things very easy here. Nowhere near the levels that we've seen of him in recent times.
83.
And that was the first leg where both players had chances to win. Ian White was able to withstand that pressure from Czerwinski. One more seeded casualty to report, and it is a surprise one as well. Stephen Bunting, who's been a floor machine over the past 12 months without picking up a title, reached a spate of finals last year.
43.
But he's lost in round 1, 6-5 to Patrick Hirats.
$135.
Maximilian has picked up a victory since starting PDC darts. That coming against the former Grand Slam of darts winner, Jose de Souza. Another player who you feel needs a big year this year.
25.
But this is potentially the leg here that Ian White can really gain control of this one. Essentially broken the throw here in the scoring phase, the front 9. He's down to a
99.
finish. The only way Max can get down to one himself is by finding a Max.
See what you did there.
95. 60.
Well, Czerwinski has got to find the heavy artillery. Otherwise, he faces the prospects of being broken.
59.
Ian White will sense this now. 6 darts, 107 to break the throw, get full control of the match.
Ian White wants double top.
Game shot.
Gets it, plants it straight in the middle. Ton plus checkout for Ian White. And he's now in a position of real comfort in this contest.
And that was the experience there as well for Ian White. You saw just the misgrip as the dart was passed from the holding hand to the throwing hand. And just took a moment just to re-grip, re-centre.
95.
We do see a lot of players, certainly the players that play with a lot of rhythm and feel, they'll just throw it anyway. Ian White making sure that the opportunity did not pass him by.
60.
Comfort in the season and comfort in the game now, isn't it, for Ian White?
Czerwinski currently averaging around the 85 mark. It's not too dissimilar to what his running average was at Q School. Well, it's actually dropped down now to 80, and it was a running average of around 83 at Q School. And he'll know that he has to up his game if he does want to make a name for himself in the sport of darts.
Well, it's the same when you dig a little deeper as well, and you look over his sort of 12 monthly statistics. It's around about that 83 mark, which isn't going to win you too many games on the Pro Tour. It'll be a very long couple of seasons for Max if he's not able to find a couple of points and a couple of gears on top of that one.
100.
And he'll know this has been an opportunity here. Ian White's not performing like he has done over sort of the last 12 months or so. And these
60.
can be the harder games when you can sense an opportunity, sense a chance to put some prize money on the board and start getting some wins. As we mentioned earlier, not everyone's mind at this point is, can I win the title? Some people just want to cover costs. Some people want to make a little bit. They want to just look at the rankings, because it's not just the yearly rankings. You know, you've got the race coming up for the match plays, the Grand Prix, lots of different targets
100.
for different players, depending where they are at the moment.
88 now for Ian White. Leaves double 14. Double 7, this could be tricky.
74.
Same target for Czerwinski, double 14. He takes it. Very nice finish. Breathes new life into this game because it's a break of throw.
$60.
There are little things, though, here that just show slight inexperience there. You can just see, like, some of the flights of Czerwinski. One of the biggest pet hates for people is when you don't square the flights off properly, so it's not getting the full trajectory. You can see some of these flights just quite flat.
59.
You are seeing more and more these days players opting to use the moulded all-in-one stem and flight combination.
95.
That wouldn't suit someone like Czerwinski, though, because you see his darts landing quite flat and they're a consistent angle of entry. With that, he'd get lots of deflections.
96.
Suits people more that the dart just sits a little bit more upright. Like that there of Ian White.
59. $137.
Needed that. Big find to get himself down to a finish. He wouldn't run the risk of being right, stepping in and re-breaking that throw.
$48.
Ian White leaves a bogey number. Czerwinski can use this as a setup shot.
$95.
Does have a liking for the 19s. Seems to spend quite a bit of time down there. Leaves single to double.
55.
This for a level game.
Double six.
Game shot.
Don't think he meant that. Only he will know, but it's effective nonetheless. Double six taken. Going from the left side of the board to the right side.
23.
Ian White, a few moments ago we were saying how he felt like he was in control. All of a sudden, going two ways. Ian White's dropping off and Max is starting to find.
Well, the last time Czerwinski hit a 180, he immediately hit another and threatened the perfect leg. Will history repeat
65.
itself? If you said no, you were correct.
60.
Like in the last game, though, the concern comes when you start to lose that line, and every single throw at the moment for Ian White is straight and left and right. When you see your opponent doing that, that is confidence building, because then you start to doubt their ability on the doubles.
100.
Well, Ian White's visits have been 23, 65 and 86. You know he's not keeping the darts straight when you hear that, and that's a wild one into the single one. It's well rescued, very well rescued.
121.
However, not down to a finish. Czerwinski is.
And the damage has kind of already been done. It's now, can he cash it in?
44.
Treble 18.
140.
Decided to just try and pile it in. Yikes. Double top for Czerwinski.
77.
Just broke his rhythm and concentration there, didn't he? Getting so close to that double 17. This is one of those that doesn't look like a big finish, but it's all on the first dart, really. That gives him two darts to save the
Game
leg.
shot.
And wow, Ian White was in big trouble, wasn't he, at the start of that? 23, 65. The opening six darts. Opponent kicks off with a max, and he's somehow rescued the situation, held on to his throw.
100.
Real show of experience, that from Ian White. Seemed to remain calm under pressure.
100.
There have been good signs, I think, for Czerwinski.
137.
Good moments, haven't there? There's been flashes, and I think over these 2 years, what he's going to learn is that consistency. That is just the
60.
difference between the players, isn't it? Everyone can do a 12 dart, 15 dart leg. It's just how often can you do it?
58. $100.
He scores to bring you from elsewhere. Mervyn King. He wasn't away for long, back as a Challenge Tour replacement, 4-all with Dom Taylor. Tom Bissell's one leg away from a very first Players Championship win, 5-3 up on Matt Campbell. George Killington and Willie Borland both need one more leg against Victor Tingstrom and Wesley Plaisier, respectively.
54.
That leaves double 16.
78.
those double 16s and double 8s have been fairly costly for Max. Yes, he's hit one of each, but he's had several opportunities at them.
He's going to get another opportunity here to take us the distance.
Game shot.
And we go all the way. Go to a last leg shootout. Where Ian White right now will just be thinking, on treble, keep him at bay. He finds it with the opening dart. This becomes a bit of a freebie now.
100.
Minimum requirement done.
$140.
Good start from the German.
It's textbook, really. Ian White goes up looking for one treble to force his opponent to it too, and he did.
125.
But that stray dart there for Ian White means he's 2 trebles away from leaving a finish from this point.
81.
Almost neck and neck after 6 darts.
$85.
Having a good look at the scoreboard there, Ian White, assessing the situation. He'll be happy with what he sees, certainly when he looks up at the board.
100.
Sees his opponent only finding 1 treble. Ian White, 6 darts here from 191. Placing the second round against Josh Rock.
59.
Czerwinski should be looking to jump all over that. 140 would be golden.
140.
Great shot. Now then. And the diamond. Pop the old champagne cork. He's looking at 2 bulls and double 16.
And that facial reaction makes you think that he knows this needs to go. It's not going to go. So a great scoring leg here from Max. Down to a double after 12. And he's going to get 3 darts for the match and his first Pro Tour win.
96.
Ian White sets it up. Max Czerwinski wants tops. Now he wants double 10. And he does have a Players Championship win on the board. It is a great day for Maximilian Czerwinski. He can finally say he has won one of these matches. It was a very tight contest throughout. There was some real signs of quality from Czerwinski. He went 7 darts into a 9 in leg number 2. He held his nerve. It was an excellent scoring leg to break Ian White's throw and to beat the diamond 6-5. He sets up a tie with Josh Rock. Coming up now, we have Ricardo Pietrezco against Darius Labanauskas. Stay with us.